Welcome everybody to Command Combat Computer Reports. We are bringing these back to Command Combat Battle Reports in general, just because we want to include these with these. In this particular one, we're going to start with Eastern Roman Empire versus the Huns. This is a Attila Total War. I tried saying that 5 times. So I figured it'd be best to start with the Huns versus the Roman Empire, since that was the last one, was Rome Total War. This is sort of wooded battlefield, and let's take a look at the two forces here. On the Huns, we have on the right, they have cavalry, which looks like light shock cavalry in the front, medium melee cavalry behind them, and then medium bow cavalry back there. So, oh, it's the warlord is back here. In fact, it's one of their top warlords, so let's see if we can find Attila in there. They did, it was raining, so it's kind of hard to see a lot of people, and I don't know if they did them in this. It wasn't like Napoleon Total War where they actually had a Napoleon figure. But it looks like what they've got here is the shock cavalry to damage them at the first, and backed up by some to just do the regular fighting. Now, in the middle, we've got steppe horse archers to shoot at them from the front, backed up by some medium melee cavalry to protect them. And then on the left, we have our infantry, the steppe bows, backed up by steppe warriors, which are the axemen, and back there, medium melee infantry. So they basically have put their infantry on the left, their bowmen with horse bowmen with the medium cavalry in the center, and their shock troops on the right. Let's see how the Eastern Roman Empire plans to take them on. It's probably best to look at it from the top here. Over here in the front, we got elite ballisteri, and forgive me if I mispronounce things. Medium crossbow, sort of taking up the front with a gap in the middle here. In the gap, you've got heavy spear infantry, which will keep a lot of those horsemen from going through there. You've got some regular swordsmen and medium axe infantry in there, and then reversed on this side, the axes are on the outside with the swordsmen on the inside. In the back there, we've got some heavy shock cavalry, and then heavy melee cavalry, which seems to be the commander, and some medium melee cavalry. So basically, they have their cavalry in the back. And look over here, they actually have these camel riders over here, which I didn't know the Eastern, well, it makes sense, the Eastern Roman Empire, they conquered that area, so they got that. So this really looks like it's going to be a good anti-cavalry unit, actually. The Romans here have a really good chance because spears are good against cavalry, and the Huns win almost all cavalry, which is what they are oftentimes very good with. And they also have onagers back here, and some more well, I guess pikemen, but that's going to be really good against those horsemen. So it'll be interesting to see how this works. Let's just take a quick look at the actual troops, because our computer is pumped up full graphic mode. Yes, we have the computer from NASA here. I just say that, we don't actually have one, but I mean, look at those shields. Those are very well done. I'm afraid to start playing because the battle will start here, and I want to see where everything's happening, but take a look at these are the Roman troops. It is a little bit dark. We chose for there to be rainy. That guy doesn't seem to know where he is. He's kind of looking like, guys, what are you doing? Why are you pointing the other way? He was kind of the, oh, and there's another one. He kind of is like the odd man out. You know, it makes sense though. These are from the Roman guys, because they're probably the leftovers from Rome Total War. So of course they don't know what they're doing. All right, so then you got these troops here. That's the Axemen. And over here we got these spearmen in the in the center, all ready to go. So that being said, I guess we should be ready to go. Let's take a look from the middle here, and let's see what these guys do with this battle. All right, so the Huns have started by racing forward their cavalry, their bow cavalry. I don't think they can see each other because look at there's this dip here, so everybody's going to kind of have to feel out for one another. It looks like the Romans are just going to stay there, just going to stick out there. They got the lights there. I think that's very cool. But they're pretty much just sticking right there, maybe to ambush the Huns, waiting for them. You can see the Huns are feeling their way forward. They do not know where the Romans are. They're sending some of them to the left, some of them to the right. That's the right thing to do. You send out your skirmishing cavalry units, it's the bowmen, to sort of see where they are, and they can shoot at them once they find them. They are racing forward there. Looks like, what are they doing with their infantry? Yeah, looks like the infantry is going into the woods, and they're slowly bringing up the cavalry behind, and it looks like they might be finding the Romans pretty soon. The Romans now are starting to be in motion. They're going to start shifting a little bit towards their right, going to start coming up, and yes, indeed, these horsemen have seen them. They're going to start shooting down at them, and sort of keep them now. These others are guarding the left, so they don't necessarily know that the Romans are all in that one area. We have sort of the view of God. Now the Huns are racing their horses forward. They're going to try to take, well, you can see there's this rise right here. So this is sort of the perfect place to take on the Romans. The Romans, meanwhile, are going to have to race up that hill so that they are not stuck in that bottom corner there. I guess they were keeping themselves well hidden, but now they're going to get up there. You are going to have that Hun, I think it's called Hunic is where the overall name. Put it in the comments what it really is. Anyway, so they're there, they're shooting down their bows, some of them have spears, but now the Romans are pushing up that hill. They know they have to get up there before, so the Hunics are going to try to stop them there. Oh man, they're going to race in there, charge them, try to keep them down that hill, probably while the infantry comes in. Yeah, you can see them charging right into them, and and there we go. The Romans are now shooting everything they have into that. The Huns are now trying to bring up their infantry. They are racing them up. You can see them trying to get to that tree line. They're going to try to hold them in place, but now the Romans are bringing up their camel riders. Those camels are really good to take up against cavalry because their smell scares the horses. And as you can see, the Huns are now starting to pull back with their horses because they're taking on spears and camels, and that's just not good. And then there's bows coming down on them. Those are all the things that you want to use against cavalry because that's just not going to be effective. So you just, instead what you want to do is stay back and shoot at those camel riders, shoot at the infantry. But now I want to say Italians, the Romans, have done just what they needed to do. They have gotten up to the top of that hill there. Oh, and they're shooting those camel riders. They're getting rid of them, but they have gotten up to the top of the hill, so they are doing what they need to do. A lot of their infantry is keeping their spears up to protect against that those bowmen, and now they're going to go right into that cavalry. The cavalry sees a safe spot where they can go in at them. Oh, but there are some spearmen there. Oh, yeah, the spearmen are going to outnumber them there. And there's more spearmen coming in, so watch for that cavalry really getting hurt. That is their medium melee cavalry. Oh, and they're getting out of there, as you can see. Yeah, because the Romans are doing exactly what they should do. They're taking the spearmen over to them, and the Huns are seeing that, are getting them out of there, even though they're getting hit with a lot of bows. And now the Huns, meanwhile, are taking advantage of that moment to shoot with their bows into there. The Huns are actually using an advantage of moving their cavalry a lot, keeping them at a distance until they have an advantage, and always striking when they have the advantage. Moving away, shooting their bows while they pull back. They are sacrificing placement for survival and hitting. They just keep their cavalry in motion. Meanwhile, their infantry has come out and taken on the Roman infantry. It's just a straight-out melee here. Not sure what's going to result from that, but they do have crossbowmen keeping their distance at the side. Oh, sorry about that. Keeping their distance at the side, firing into them, and and sending some cavalry in there. So the Romans are basically doing what they need to do here. I just want to get a quick look at these bowmen here. It doesn't look like they're shooting. Well, there they are. Some of them are. Because those crossbows are going to be good against armor because they puncture quite well. However, oh, it looks like the Huns have concentrated in one specific area, have pushed through the infantry there, and the Romans have made one big disadvantage. They have sent their spearmen chasing the cavalry, which, yes, that's who you're supposed to send it against, but as a result, oh, now these guys are charging the spearmen. But the problem with their spearmen being out there chasing that cavalry is they have not been able to concentrate against the Hun infantry, and now the Hun infantry have defeated the infantry that they were up against, and now are able to go up against the spearmen who had been chasing after that cavalry. Now they're hitting those spearmen. The cavalry is able to go after some people. Some of these spearmen are coming up against them, and so some of that Hun cavalry is going to be hurt. But meanwhile, they're firing away. Spearmen are usually not as good against bowmen, and so these bowmen are going to be able to strike down quite a few of these spearmen while the spearmen are concentrating on that cavalry that they cannot catch up with. And now the Hun cavalry has taken out, oh, the general, the enemy general, and so now the morale is going to go down. Oh, of the Romans is going to go down, and now they're taking out the onagers. That's basically the catapults. The onagers were brought up too close, and within striking distance of that cavalry. That's pretty much gone. Let's look at, you know, the overall field here. It really looks pretty bad, pretty bleak for the Romans here. You have, yes, they have the spearmen against this infantry, and their spearmen are pretty good, but that's not their it's not their trump card. Their trump card is usually when they're against. Oh, you can see their spears going, their shields going up against the foes. They are usually trumps against cavalry. Against infantry, it's just going to be and now, like, yes, the cavalry has come in, and usually those spearmen are going to be good against them, but when they're getting a flank like that, they're not going to be doing too much good. There's not too much left. You do have some bowmen over here with some axemen who have made some of the Hun bowmen retreat, and so now they're pushing through. I guess they could possibly do something. You're looking at them here, rushing through there. Look at that charge there. They're not going to go down easily. They're going to take down some of these bowmen. So the Huns really are losing a lot of their bowmen. I think it's because the Hun commander is probably concentrated up here, and now he sees that he's bringing his infantry down. You can see them running. Let's take a look at them running down this field here. Yeah, they are coming down. They're bringing their cavalry down. They do not like that. And I think it's about all that's left of the Romans once they can take out these axemen who are good at attacking, but they do get hit pretty easily. It might be over here pretty soon. And it looks like they are already trying to get out of there. There's something down there, but it's again just bowmen and those that Hun cavalry coming down at them. And look at this. Watch this slaughter happen. There is not much that the Romans can do at this point. In fact, I don't think they have quite a bit left. I mean, especially when you have Hun cavalry against what's left of the Romans there. Just, yeah, bowmen and axemen, it is over. Well, that's about it. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Keep on watching all of our videos here. You can see the Huns have won this. We'll keep bringing some of these to you every week. For this year, we'll have them every Wednesday at 4, and for those of you watching on the Command Combat Battle Computer Reports channel, these will just be, you know, whenever. But thank you for watching. Keep on watching. We'll have these coming out shortly for you. Happy gaming, everybody!